What did you say? 4. Growing up. Please answer. How are you doing today? It's great to talk to you today. What have you been doing since we last talked? That sounds good. I wanted to talk a little about growing up. Is that okay? Good. Where did you grow up as a child? Is that far from here? How long would it take to get there? Do you still live there? Do you wish you could move back there? How long did you live there? Do you have a lot of pictures of yourself while you were growing up? Where were most of the pictures taken? Where do you keep most of those pictures now? How often do you get to look at them? When you have children, are you going to take a lot of pictures of them? Do you have any videos of when you were young? Were you cute as a kid? How many brothers and sisters did you have? Do you wish you had more? Among your brothers and sisters, who were you the closest to when you were young? Are they older than you? What did you enjoy doing the most together? What else did you enjoy doing with each other? While growing up, did you used to get all new clothes, or did you have to wear clothes worn by your older brothers and sisters? Were you happy most of the time growing up? What made you the happiest as a child? Who were you afraid of the most? Did you try to avoid them as much as possible? Did your parents used to make you clean the house all the time? Were you good at it? Do you look like your mother or your father the most? Is your personality more like your mom or your dad? Who were you closest to, your mother or your father? What do you wish your parents had done for you? Do you think your parents were better than most other parents? What do you remember doing with your father the most when you were a child? Was he a good father? Is he still alive and healthy? When was the last time you both went out together? Where did you happen to go? Did you have a lot of fun together? Did your mother have to go out to work while you were young? Was someone always at home after you came home from school every day? What do you remember the most about your grandparents at that time? Which of your grandparents did you get along with the best? Are they still living? Did they seem to like you more than your other brothers and sisters? Why is that? Did you have a lot of kids to play with in your neighborhood? Can you remember your closest friend while growing up? Do you know what they're doing now? How long has it been since you last saw them? Did you used to live in the city or the country? Now, do you prefer to live in the city or the country? Did you spend more time playing with your friends or with your brothers and sisters? Did you first live in an apartment or a house? Have you ever gone back to visit? What was it like? Did you used to move around a lot? What is the thing you hated about moving around? What was the name of your primary school? Can you tell me the name of your favorite teacher there? Did they help you to learn a lot? Do you wish you could become a teacher? Did your parents ever give the teachers gifts? What type of gifts did they give? Which did you find more difficult? Elementary school, middle school, or high school? How come it was so difficult? Were your schools close enough so that you could walk to them? Or did you have to take a bus? What subjects in school did you find the most interesting? What type of grades did you usually get? What time would your parents make you go to bed on school nights? Who was your best English teacher? Who was your best friend while growing up? What did you used to do together? Do you know where they live now? If you were able to meet them again, what is the first thing that you would talk about? Do you think that they would look older than you? Did you know their parents well? Did they ever get together with your parents? Do you remember the first person you fell in love with? What was their name? Did they know that you were in love with them? Did you like them more than they liked you? How long were you in love with them? Did you take a lot of pictures together? Do you still have any of those photos? What sports did you used to play the most while you were a kid? Were you good at it? Did your father have time to help coach any of the teams you were on? While you were young, did your father ever bring you to the place he worked? Where did he happen to work? Has he always had that job? Did your friends' fathers have similar jobs? Did it seem like you were poorer than other families living in your neighborhood? When I was young, I delivered papers to get some spending money. What did you do? Was it easy to get part-time job? How much did you earn? What type of jobs were available? Do you remember who used to babysit you? Did you ever get a job as a babysitter? How much would you charge per hour? How much do you think they charge per hour these days? Did you have to babysit your brothers and sisters? Did your parents give you a lot of spending money whenever you asked for it? The next time you need spending money, who are you going to ask? Why did you choose them? Did you ever take money from your parents without them knowing? Did you get a weekly allowance from your parents? Did you feel they were generous? What sort of things did you used to buy? Where was the best place to go out and buy snacks or drinks? How did you get there? Did you collect things as a child? What was the last thing you collected the most? If you had them now, would they be worth a lot of money? Were your friends interested in collecting the same kind of things? Were your parents strict? Did they have a lot of problems with you? Did you have a lot of problems with your parents? If they had to punish you, what would they do? Who were you more afraid of, your mother or your father? Can you tell us why? I know it is difficult to say, but who did you love the most? Did you consider yourself a good kid, or did you used to make a lot of trouble? What kid that you knew got in the most trouble? Would your parents let you play with them? Did your mother have a lot of friends while you were growing up? Who was her best friend? Would they meet a lot? Did your parents have a lot of parties at your house? Who would they generally invite? Did they always give you nice birthday parties? Do you remember how old you were when they stopped giving you birthday parties? Who was your hero while growing up? Why did you look up to them? Did you get their autograph? Do you think you will become a hero? Who is the one athlete that you looked up to? What sport did they play? Were you able to play that sport well? Did your parents ever take you to one of their games? My dad used to take me to the baseball park a few times each year when I was a kid. Is that something you did? What did you dream of becoming when you were a little kid? Do you still dream of becoming that? What was the funniest thing you did while growing up? Did you like to play jokes on other people a lot? Were you more outgoing than most other children? Was it easy for you to make friends? When you were little, did your family used to eat supper together most of the time? Who did most of the cooking? Who was the better cook, your father or your mother? What was your favorite thing they made? My mom made the best desserts. What about your mom? What type of dessert did she make the best? When was the last time you ate it? Where was your favorite place to go out to eat then? What would you order when you went there? Is that place still around? Tell me what you used to do with your aunts and uncles. Did you live near any of your aunts and uncles? Who lived the closest? Who was your favorite aunt? What did she used to do for you? Did you go over to her house a lot? Did she have a lot of kids? Is she still alive? Among your uncles, who helped you the most? How was he able to help you? Were you close to your cousins? Did they live in the same area that you lived? Did you spend more time at their house than they spent at your house? How many cousins do you have? Who lived the farthest away? Can you tell me anything strange that your cousins like to do? Do you wish you had more cousins? Are you older than most of your cousins? Have any of your cousins died? Which cousin did you get along with the best? What are they doing these days? Did they ever come over to your house to sleep over? What is the last thing you did with them? Were you closer to your friends or to your cousins? My parents always took me to church on Sunday. Did your parents do the same? If they hadn't taken you, would you have gone on your own? Did you feel religious as a kid? Did your parents have to yell at you a lot when you were a kid? What did it seem you were always doing wrong? Did they have to yell at you because you didn't study enough? Did they have to tell you to do homework a lot? Did you get good grades in school? Did your parents think that you should have done better? What do you think about those kids that never studied but always did well on tests? Have you ever cheated on a test? Did you ever come close to failing any classes? What thing did you do that made your parents the happiest? Did you have a lot of secrets while growing up? Who did you used to share your secrets with? Are there some secrets you haven't told anyone? Is there a lot you didn't tell your parents? I promise never to tell them. What is something bad you did that you didn't tell them? Could you hide a lot of stuff from your parents? If you had done something wrong, which one of your parents would you tell first? Would they tend to be more understanding? Did it seem like they always knew if you had done something wrong? Which of your parents was it harder to please? Vacations are a great part of growing up. Where did your family used to go a lot? How often did you get to go there? After you grow up, do you think you will continue to go there? Were most of your vacations in the winter or the summer? How long would your vacations usually last? During the summer, I used to spend a lot of time at the pool. Did you get to do that? How did you get there? How big was the pool? Were you a good swimmer? How long has it been since you last went swimming? Do you have more fun swimming at the beach or at the pool? Are you afraid of fish biting you while you swim in the ocean or in the lake? Don't you love those movies with sharks? Where was the best beach you went to as a kid? How many days did you usually spend there? Did you used to live near the ocean or any lakes? Don't you love to play in the waves? Where is one beach you would love to go to? One time, my parents took me to Disneyland. Did you have places like that where you grew up? What is it called? How many times did you go there? Did they have roller coasters? Are you afraid of riding on roller coasters? Did you mostly go there with your friends or your family? What do you enjoy doing the most at places like that? What was the most difficult thing about growing up? Were you able to get over it? What do you miss most about your childhood? If there was one thing you could do again, what would it be? If you could have changed anything about growing up, what would it have been? Did you ever have to go to the hospital when you were younger? How often did you used to get sick with things like the flu or colds? Do you know of anyone that died while they were young? If you had to grow up in another country, which country would you choose? Why did you choose that country? Do you wish you were still a kid? When do you really stop growing up? I still feel like a kid inside. I hope I never grow up. Thanks for talking to me. Let's get together soon and talk again. Bye-bye.